aka Patters. Thank you for joining me. Let me back it up here. I am Peter A. DeLuca, the eclectic one, the sketchbook king, your boy that does nothing but discuss comics, eat crazy food, draw amazing pictures. We're non-stop over here, but welcome to my channel. And today, we're talking a big topic. We're talking who should have been the successor of Todd McFarlane. Now, once Stephen Platt moves to Extreme Studios, who was next up? We have the guy here, and we're going to talk about it. By the way, happy Sunday. Let's go.
The following is brought to you by AKA Pat.
Alright, okay. Let's get some of this. Look, I've been trying to design a couple coffee mugs that I wanted to start selling, and this didn't come out too well. It's sex and coffee. 2 reasons why you drink coffee: stay awake and to drink it in bed, not by yourself. Okay, let's get to this. So Todd McFarlane, we know him, Spawn, blah 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 blah. Now, we all know about my criticisms of the Image founders and how they basically turned their backs on the collapse of the industry. They offered no help. Just meaningless. Okay, I'm talking Jim Lee, Eric Larson, Rob Liefeld, and Todd McFarlane. Maybe I'll do some video to elaborate on some of that, upcoming video. But let's talk Hellshock, right? Religious comic. We just spoke about Holy Night, religious comic. We got Votex here. Matt Martin, religious comic. So, when we talk about Matt Martin, of the Hall of Heroes trinity, we had Matt Martin, Ethan Van Sciver, and Trent Canigua. Creed, Cyberfrog, Votex. Now, Matt Martin over here really became well known, and he became a sales entity with a book called Snowman, Avatar Press. He even got an action figure. That's how cool of a book that was. Nudity, all of these things. I worked in a comic shop at the time. People bought Snow. They bought him. A lot of people liked the WW2 angle that he introduced into the book. I thought it was pretty damn cool. So I never really got into Votex. I never got into his early H of H work. We see a lot of McFarlane in early Trent. We see a lot of mechanics, physical, like the draw mechanics in EVS and Cyberfrog. Somewhat McFarlane inspired. To me, EVS took the best parts of all these other artists and was able to still have his own style at a very young age. Trent McFarlane, Matt Martin McFarlane, like easy. The influences are you can touch them from the page. We're going to flip through this because it's Sunday. I gotta hit the beach, people. But I want to show everyone. What I'm talking about here. We're just going to do a quick flip through. Votex number 3, 1993. Remember, next year, 94, the industry basically explodes and collapses simultaneously at the same time. But let's have a look at Votex and let's learn about Matt Martin because he's back on social media. Congratulations, Matt. Welcome to the gang. But we have to know the name because he's going to have a comeback. I know he's going to do a big crowdfunder. I know it. It's going to be huge. Let's educate ourselves a little bit on the origin of what should have been the next Todd McFarlane. Booyah! We are doing it. So look, let's talk. Let's talk here, okay? I've been having those floating around. Religious comics. Religion and comics supposedly does not mix. This is the Spawn effect, like really happening here. I don't have any issues of Spawn to lay out and show you. This is my work. We like to do things. Get rid of that. Hey, don't ink without having a bleed sheet. Votex, okay? If you're a kid in the game of making comics and you want to know what can you do when you're young, you have to get into H of H. H of H, young artists, the explosion of the 90s, the greatest era in comics. It all comes together and it's all here. Now, we're going to jump real quick. We're going to jump. We go to the letter section. So we get this nice, nice little update from McFarlane. Nice little anecdote. Indiana. We're coming from Indiana here, okay? And here's the big thing. He makes this comment on, he runs into this guy. This guy is an airbrush artist. The guy inspires McFarlane to break away from his trend. What's Mac's trend? Every issue of Votex, it's black and white cover, black and white interiors. I love it. I prefer black and white. But he says, I wanted to do a color cover this time around. I don't know. Never liked this. I much prefer this. Because you know why? Look, you don't see it. You don't see it. McFarlane, even from an early age, understood blacks. His blacks in this issue, you have to admire them at his age. Okay, look, we're putting a curve, like we're judging this on a slant, but we're putting it in perspective. We're putting this in context. This dude's a kid. This dude's been reading Spawn. We're knee deep in the 90s. Todd McFarlane is everything. Stephen Platt isn't drawing for Marvel. You're Marvel and you're DC. How do you not source this kid out? How? I want to know. Get into it. Look at just the imagination. Look at the big idea. Run for cover. There's literal fire in this lettering here, okay? We have a McFarlane cape. We have McFarlane exaggerations. We have the Image Comics moon. We have 10 million stars in the sky. George Perez, I'm looking at you. But we have, look at the hand, okay? We're using everything. The hand is everywhere on this entire book. The hand. Boom. Page 2, we already get our main character of Votex gets shot through the text, through the cybernetic babe. Okay, now here's the cool thing. This is a pretty good summary of where we are to this point. I will say that. It's written in the first person. A lot of books at this time were. This is the Todd McFarlane effect, because that was his writing crutch. This is decent, people. This is a good read. Votex, boom, gets shot, cybernetic chick. Six Gun. Six Gun is her name. Now look, whenever we draw a gun on the page, sometimes even on our covers, you know what the hardest thing to do is? To figure out the solution to fit the entire gun and the hand, because we always want our guns to be big, and it's a measurement and it's tough. That's why the 3/4 position is better anytime you do a gun. The profile doesn't really work. But boom. Six Gun versus Votex. Votex representing the Spawn / Spider-Man McFarlane pose. We have a lot of splash lines. We have a lot of speed lines. I'm loving it. You know, I said blacks. Look at the blacks here. Look at the blacks for the debris. Look at the blacks at this debris. The undercarriage of the cape here works so well. Rock and roll. So some of the exposition, some of the inner dialogue is, who is she? Why is she fighting me? I have to fight back, and there's a woman I love somewhere. I fell in love with this circle panel, the crazy cape, and the positioning of the overall character, the legs. This is a hard pose to get off, period, at any age, at any time. Six Gun, boom, she's gone. She evaporates. Look at the 90s cape. This is magnificent. Okay, and then boom. Votex is in love with the girl. See, we see a lot of this in Creed too. I think these kids were putting their angst into the page, into the story. I think it sells. I think it works. it's the 90s. We have babes, okay? It's 90s. We have stringy hair. I'm loving it. Can we admire the blacks here for this room? Fantastic. And then we have this. I'm kind of not 100% on what happens here. This is a little tough. It's a little tough. But this dude, Morningstar, shoots his girl. They get into a fight. I think this might be a flashback. And he's looking for Stacy. And then Stacy transforms into the precursor, a demon that's essentially Todd McFarlane's Spawn's Violator, okay? It's the Violator. Come get some. Okay, look at the paneling here. I love the hand-drawn quality of the balloons. I love this pose. This is great. Look, he's probably looking at McFarlane as he's working on this. I don't care. This looks like it's straight from the Spider-Man Hobgoblin McFarlane story. Might have been issue 6 and 7 for Spider-Man. But anyway, look. And then we have cops. We have drama. We have a little bit of melodrama. This is... Who wants to draw this? Who wants to read it? You gotta put it in the story. We have to build up a little bit of tension. We have that here. Again, good use of blacks though. I'm just saying, black. When in doubt, black it out, and the blacks fill up these 2 pages. Can we admire the speed lines? Speed lines for the home run. Fire for the home run. Blood dripping. This Vortex is getting his butt beat. Then he saw an executioner. We're in some metaphysical demon realm here. It's a little bit hard to define it, but I do like the original panels, the hand-drawn panels, the vertical panel here. Again, the blacks just separating what's happening. And then we have this like vision. This precursor is taking these different forms and telling Vortex that I can be anywhere in your life at any time. I can take on any form. I can be your relatives. I can be your executioner. I can be these people, you know. And Vortex just laughs it off. Out of nowhere, Six Gun comes back. They very odd dialogue here. I'm telling you, look, I wanted a lot of this issue and this story to flow. It's a little tough, but look, shout out to the pattern on the girl's leggings here, or pants. Home run. Look at these effects. Matt Martin, even at an early age, was a master at effects. We got 2 rush pages here, maybe, but look, at the end of the day, him and Six Gun confront Precursor and zap him away, and then we have this moment where Vortex and his lady Stacy, they share a kiss, and he loves her. He loves her, and then boom, letter section. Letters. This letter here will prove to you that there are always trolls. This dude rips into the position of the moon in the previous issue. Okay, the positioning of the moon in the previous issue. He rags on Matt Martin's hair. Whoever wrote this, Greg from Ohio. Okay, Bowling Green, Ohio. This dude's a dick. Matt Martin addresses him though. Breaks it down. We have some praise here. Matt Martin says thank you. Every inch of this is Matt Martin. It's by the hand. Vortex issue 4. I'm reading this black and white cover. We have a pinup by hand. Every corner to corner full issue utilizes the idea of Vortex. And can we just love this logo here real quick? I'm in love with this logo. If anything ever happens, maybe my life mission might be to bring Vortex back. Everyone, until next time. But before you go, leave a comment, subscribe, support, hit that bell. You know the drill. I love you and goodbye.